You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
What's up and what's going on? Happy Friday. Happy, fun, fantastic Friday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful start to their weekend, y'all. I can't stay caught up. I feel like I'm just, you know how you just trying to pace, but there's somebody so far ahead of you and they going around that loop, that racetrack. And you still there like, here I come. That's how I feel trying to keep up with all these damn lives. And I know I'm a little behind on a few things, but y'all bear with me. I'm trying to keep caught up as much as I can. I know there are some people live right now, but I will catch up with them later. But please, you guys, make sure you like and share the video on your way in, please. And thank you very much. What's up, T? Hey, T. Danielle, what's up, hey, your white Tanya. Oh, see, I was about to stumble over your name. I just wanted to say the Tanya part. It's why Tanya. Peace, the hood table and chat. Yes, peace. I love how, who is that always talking about peace in the LBC? Sincere. She be like, peace to the LBC. But what's up, you guys? Happy Friday, you guys. I'm going to try to get y'all a good little dirty 30 over here on the hood table. I might come back later. Depends on what's going on, okay? But I'm just going to give what I saw up to last night. And then I'll watch some more today. And then I'll come back tomorrow with some more discussion, commentary on all the shenanigans that's going on. But again, please make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new here, please. And thank you so very much. But let's get into it, okay? So I watched a couple of lives of the Gov and then Rick Reed. Y'all know that's Rick Reed. I watched a couple of lives of KRN. I watched some of Lemmy. And I did watch a little bit of Bree, but I got to go back and finish Bree. And I think that was it. So first I want to start off with everybody and their mama now was waiting on KRN response, right? Regarding Lemon's horrible. And T, I talked about what you told him yesterday. I talked about it, and child, I was like, T, Danielle, say it for the people in the back, say it louder, because I don't think Lemon got it. How disrespectful he was being, or maybe he was just playing it off. And like some of us believe, he was just putting on for the show, But that's what I really think it is coming down to now, is he just putting on for the show. Like I said, he was over there acting really out of his mind, really drunk. And even who else was that? Was that T? Was that you who said this lemon is the worst lemon that I've never seen? And it's like, I'm not even sure if he was really drunk the entire time, but I do know by the end of the live, he had to be drunk, unless he was just faking it still when he ended the live and kept the live going while we was hearing like snores and grunts and stuff in the background. So I presume that he was actually drunk. White girl wasted by the end of that live. But regardless, he was trying to put 20 on 10 when he was shading King Roman. And then to come to find out, that he had been blowing up King Roman over and over and over and over. Like literally, King Roman had just finished going live and told Lemon, because they talked behind the scenes and what up, Room Shaker, hey baby. But he had told him behind the scenes, I gotta go walk my dog. I gotta go to the stove. I gotta go feed my stomach. I gotta go do this. I gotta go jump in the shower. I gotta go whatever. He had told Lemon that. But he was, oh, you think it was an act? Yep. See, why, Tanya? I'm telling you. Yep. And so Lemon, he said Lemon kept blowing him up. Where you at, nigga? King Roman, where you at, nigga? Where you at, nigga? Where you at, nigga? Because he wanted to get, now King Roman just got off a show with King Payne and other people on his show. So Lemon wanted him to immediately come to his show and hit the panel again to talk to King Payne. But he was like, I already talked to him. I already got all the answers that I wanted. What up, Tay baby? He said, I already got all the answers that I wanted. So he wasn't like in no rush to hit Lemon's link to speak to T-Pain again. He literally just spoke to him, right? Literally. So King Roman was going around to the town, okay? Shoot, eating, cooking, feeding the dog, walking the dog, all the shit, Because, we do have lives outside of YouTube. And so by the time King Payne hit the panel, King Payne got off the panel. King Roman was still doing King Roman. Lemon was mad. Lemon was pissed the hell off. He was pissed off. But like King Roman said, you didn't have this nigga on your panel like 3, 4, 5, 11 times, and you ain't ask him all the right questions. You ain't get the right answers. You didn't find out that there was some out-of-pocket expenses, which I still don't understand how it can be out-of-pocket expenses when somebody else is doing the show and they're inviting you to the show. So that's kind of crazy. And you got to catch your own flight. You got to pay your own. What is all they offering is just the camera crew with what KRN said looks like they were just using iPhones, and is they just paying for the Airbnb? Then Lemon was talking about having the damn subbies raise money, donate to competitions on the show. Man, all that sound like a bunch of bullshit if you ask me. If you ask me, but y'all didn't ask me. But I'm just saying, if you was to ask me, it sounded like a bunch of bullshit to me. But anyway, anywho, so King Payne said, he was upset, be obvious reasons. The man was calling him a bitch. The man was talking about his mama. The man was telling him he ain't shit. The man said Carrie was trying to set him up. He said he stole his content. All that shit that we done already heard, right? And so that's what KRN came live, after, sleeping on this shit and coming live the next day. And he was like, how dare this nigga blow my phone up? During the first part of his show, pleading him to hit the link. And then once he did hit the link, he had the nerve to just start going in on the man. King Roman was sitting there trying to roll up. He was trying to get his shit together. He kept looking up at Lemon like, okay, I'm gonna let you have that. Because King Roman over there trying to have fun. He trying to smoke. He trying to, just enjoy the show and be on the panel at the same time. And he was like, all he kept saying was, you bitch ass nigga, accusing me of stealing my shit, saying that you drinking my mother and all this kind of shit over there. And he was like, you can talk to all those other niggas any type of way, but you ain't gonna talk to this nigga any type of way. And you know what? Even if Lemon was put on for the show, he got a point there. If you sit there and allow people to disrespect you on their platform or on your platform or on any other platform and just call you bitches and hoes and all this kind of shit, talk about your mama, telling you to die and all kind of shit like that, what do you think? It's like getting your ass kicked in school. If you don't fight back, what happens? One bully turns into 2 bullies, turn into 3 bullies, and then you just getting bullied to the point where y'all know what happens sometimes when people can't take being bullied anymore. And we ain't gonna go all into that. But y'all get what I'm saying. But he said he was never gonna hit his link again. I'm not sure about that. He did seem really, really dead ass, right? In Lemon's words, in my Lemon voice, dead ass. He seemed really dead ass that he wasn't going to hit. And what up, Vibrant? How you doing, love? Hey now, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping the links. Thank you so much. But he did see you said you see everybody over here. Not everybody. Everybody actually somewhere else, but there's a lot of y'all in here for me. Okay. I take all my support as I get it. Trust and believe. I appreciate each and every one of yous. Each and every one of yous that grace my platform. But yeah, he said he's never going to hit his link again. He's never going to go over there. He seemed really serious over there. But the reason why KRN said he dropped down so fast, because, you know, when I was giving my commentary, I said, man, when Lemon said, ooh, Shamar, I think King Roman want to fuck you. And he kept telling King Roman all these dicks he got in his mouth. And you got such and such dick in your mouth and all this kind of stuff. King Roman said, yeah, I was getting sick and tired of you calling me bitches and all that kind of shit and telling me to die and telling me what you're doing to my mama and shit. But he said, I was about to go in on you and I didn't want to hurt your feelings, because while you calling me a bitch, I was about to call your mama a bag of bitches. He said, I'm about to call your mama a bag of bitches. And from that, Karen said he knew he had to get down because it was about to get ugly. Or should we say uglier? It was already ugly and giving secondhand embarrassment. But King Ron was like, nah, if I stay up here, I'm really going to clown this nigga. And it probably will be no chances at all of ever going back, even though King Roman said he ain't never hitting that panel. But if he would have went in on, man, and then he was like, ooh, you know, Lemon claims his brother passed away a very violent death. And he's always telling people to go die. I don't understand shit like that. That's like knowing your family member died of cancer and you tell somebody, go get cancer. I never understand that type of shit, especially when people know how karma don't give two fucks on how they come around. How that boomerang come around, they don't care two fucks who it comes around and catches by the neck. It could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your child, you. But he was like, did them people who was surrounding your brother when he was lying on that concrete, taking his last breath, did they tell him to die? Did they just say, die, nigga, die? I was like, oh. But yeah, he was over there calling everybody bitches and telling people to die and all that kind of shit. He was like, your mama's the bitch. Your mama's the bitch. The one who's over there got you, a grown-ass motherfucking nigga, laying up in her apartment and screaming on YouTube all night long, telling people to die, nigga, die. He was like, that's the bitch. Now, that's his words, not mine. Not his words, not mine. But yeah, I mean, some people are saying Roman was giving him a little light. What do y'all think? Because I thought Roman was letting half on his ass. But some people really, I heard some people today say King Roman was just giving him a little light. And they don't even think that, you know, they really like beefing. And I don't know if people saying that because there's a lot of plays that always be going on around here. But I didn't take that it was a little light. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. I thought he was letting have. I really did. What up, Just Andrea? Hey, boo. But yeah, I really did. But regarding the King Pain situation again, you know, King Roman, he was like, basically, you know, you had King Pain on your panel 3, 4, 11 times. There was no need for me to even hit the panel. You know, not nan time did you get any of the detailed information that we were able to get on King Roman's panel. That's what King Roman was saying, you know, as far as the dates, the out-of-pocket expenses, the NDAs, do we got to sign NDAs, you know, things like that. And like Lemon, it seemed like the only thing that he was worried about, instead of asking the very important questions, was who all gonna show up so he can fight. That's all he worried about, is who all gonna show up so he can fight. That's all Lemon's worried about, fighting. See, See, my thing is like this. If I was to ever go to a reality show, I'm not necessarily going to fight. I'm going to get some fame. I'm going to get some notoriety. I'm going to get, I don't even think I said that bitch right. But I'm going to get that. And I'm going to try to get paid, try to get famous, try to get my name out there. A lot of people go on reality shows because they have something else that they got going on. It could be that they got their own business. It could be that they are, I don't know, a hairdresser. They could be selling clothes. They could be, just doing real estate. They could be doing all kind of shit that people wouldn't even know of, because a lot of people who are celebrities and on those reality shows, they have businesses. They not sitting on YouTube all day. That ain't why BET and Bravo and all them other places be putting them on those shows. When they following them around the city, they ain't following them around to go to their bedroom or their office in their house and watch them be on YouTube. They got shit going on. What up, Spicy Dicey? You said these people are used to yelling and screaming, KRN, not Thor, but like, right. There's some people on here who do they whole head be spinning around when they be going off and talking shit to people. But, everybody drags how they drags. Again, I thought I don't know. I didn't take it as him giving a little light, but that's just me. But anyway, anywho, yeah, so all he's worried about is the fighting. And, but yeah, so he told him he ain't gonna hit his link anymore because he ain't about to be too many of his bitches. But y'all, did y'all catch when he said, the way you talking about calling niggas bitches and telling niggas they got a dick in their mouth? And he said, that sounds very homosexual. That sounds very homosexual of you to be going around talking about another nigga got a dick in his mouth. He said, that sounds very homosexual. And he was like, do you want me to say who I believe dick is in your mouth? Like Ro, Shamal, Roman. Yes, Roman threw his own self in there. He said, Roman. He said, see, you don't want me to talk. And see, that's what I was wondering, like, talk about what? Talk about what, Roman? Talk about what, KRN? I was like, keep going, nigga. Talk about what? But no, KRN said, I'm going to chill because you don't want me to talk. And I'm just like, damn, what the fuck? The fuck is KRN talking about that Lemon don't want him to talk about? I don't know. Do y'all know? You said that was a little light. You think that was a little light, Spicy? You said KRN is going to dog walk him slow. Okay. I got you. He going to run that slow game on him? Okay. I got you. Sometimes with King Roman, that shit be building up too. King Roman could come out here and drag people, but then, like, if he got to keep coming back out, he just like, I'm going to just lay their ass out. I'm going to just lay them out nice and slow. But yeah, you might be right about that. You might be right. But y'all, when Lemon went live, Lemon went live afterwards. But before Lemon went live afterwards, he hit KRN's panel. Before he went live afterwards, he hit KRN's panel at the very, very end. And he kept trying to explain himself and excuse himself and excuse his behavior. And he kept saying on and on. See, what had happened was, see, King Payne, he had hit my panel. And we had, I wanted to ask some questions and we needed some answers. And we'll see, that's all he kept saying over and over and over and over. And I didn't mean you stole my content. I didn't mean you. And then KRM was like, but that's what you said, nigga. You said I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch ass nigga. I stole your content. I was trying to, come at you, or what did he call them? What the fuck let me call it? I forgot what the fuck he called it. But he was like, I was trying to basically cock block your content or whatever. And Lemon was saying shit like, well, shouldn't me apologizing be considered commendable? How many times have people told his ass that you can't just keep on doing what the fuck you doing to people and then turn around the next day after you done sober up and say, well, I didn't mean that. Well, can't you take my apology because it's commendable? An apology is only commendable when you don't do it again. When you don't keep repeating fucked up behavior. And people were telling him that. Right to be told was telling him that. A lot of people was telling him that. How you keep behaving the same way, but then you want people to think that your apology is commendable. Ain't nobody looking at that shit as commendable. People is looking at it like it's another play. You're just trying to make people not be upset with you. Like how he kept telling Roman, please, please don't drag me. Please don't drag me. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to call you a content thief and all this other shit. Like, King Roman was sitting there like, nigga, is you for real? Is there anything else you got to say before I get off this motherfucking show? Anything else? He wasn't trying to, the whole chat was just going in like, please drop this motherfucker. Please drop this nigga. He just keep repeating the same old shit. Well, see, what happened was I hit up King Payne. And he was supposed to come through. And then you were supposed to come through. And see, we didn't have no answers. We didn't know nothing. So we was just trying to find out. Well, how many times did he say that? The best apology is changed behavior. You said that's why I think he's not faking. Nobody being fake that obtuse. Child. You right, T. The best apology is changed behavior. And that's whether you're a kid or a grown-ass adult. Whether you're living on your own or you're living with your mama, the same rule applies. The same rule applies. But then somebody had asked him, has he spoke to Lolo? I assume by now he has. When they asked Lemon, when Lemon went live after KRN, they asked, have you talked to Lolo? And then Lemon was like, no, he hasn't spoken to Lolo. He said he reached out to her. But just like what happened with KRN, Lolo didn't answer. She let that shit go to voicemail or hit ignore, just like KRN was not answering his phone calls after he showed his ass on that public application. But he said she's not answering my calls. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna deal with that, outside of YouTube. And then what got me was when he said he's not gonna make her content. He like, I'm not going to talk about Lolo because I don't want to make her content. And I was like, well, shit, ain't that a first? Ain't that a first? The nigga said he didn't want to make somebody content. I'm like, oh, yeah, he really putting it on thick. But then, when Lolo heard all the people in KRN's chat, talking about she needs to leave him alone. He's young enough to be her son. She's old enough to be this. She knows better. Why is she hanging around with his young, drunk ass? Shit like that. Lolo need to level up. Lolo needs to, she hit the panel. And she basically was like, could you please tell motherfuckers to stop trying to tell me what the fuck to do? I'm a grown-ass woman. I can do what the fuck I want to do. And shit like that. So I was like, oh, okay. That's what Lolo said. She said, she was like, y'all mind your business. Mind your business, y'all. Because I think people were just trying to look out for Lolo. I know a lot of people don't like people telling them what the fuck to do. But when we see these crazy situations on YouTube, and then we see the people who are dealing with the shit, and this was when KRN had his call-in live. When KRN had his call-in live, that's when Lolo, hit the panel because people was like, we are real friends, because people were saying Lemon ain't her friend. And Lolo was saying we are. And she said if she wants to deal with him, she'll deal with him. Child. They were saying you too old, Lolo. But Lolo said it ain't got nothing to do with age. And it's tell people to stop telling her who she can be friends with because she is just fine. She said, I am just fine. Y'all don't have to worry about me. And you know what else Lolo said? Fuck everybody who believes she can't be with friends with lemon because of her age. That's what Lolo had for y'all. Okay. Now, moving right along. So, as I said earlier, I did watch a few of Rick Reed's. I got to finish watching Rick's first one because I was watching the first one, and then by the time I got to the first one, he was on his second one the next day. So I was like, okay, let me watch this one. I'll go back and finish the first one. But yeah, on the first video, the little bit that I saw, Rick was over there. The video was titled Lululemon. And remember I told y'all that he said he gonna have to force some commentary like Jay Wilson be doing. That had me too tickled. But yeah, he said he gonna have to force some commentary. But basically what he said as far as Lady Snoop and King Payne, he said Lady Snoop and King Payne are like in the same boat. So that's what Rick believes, that Lady Snoop and King Payne is like in the same boat, because he said neither one of them is B sector, but trying to get it popping in the sector. And basically, King Payne is riding off of the B sector doing the content on Snoop, even though it came out 2 years later from the show. And with all the people dragging Snoop, and the show is just, it's on everybody's fucking wall. It's on in everybody's commentary. Every panel is talking about it. So that's what they're basically trying to say. He's trying to ride the coattails of, this shit that is popping in the sector now because of the show. And that's why he's going around and people are trying to get B sector people as castmates on his next show on season 3. And then he said, looking at some of his shows, it don't even look like they have a whole camera crew, because it appeared that they were using iPhones to film or record with. I don't know if they really had a film crew like Sean and them had, but and again, I haven't even watched the show. I haven't watched none of the seasons. The only thing I did see was the fight with Snoop. That's all I saw. Just being honest, okay? But one thing that I can say that I agree with what Rick said on the first video was that there really ain't no more B sector. The B sector do be hanging on by a thread a lot of times. The B sector do revive itself every now and then. But what he means, that I believe, is that the people in the B sector are not original. They manufacture, we already know they manufacture beefs. They create tension purposely just to have a storyline. Nothing is natural. And that's why a lot of the times when I do discuss the B sector, I normally discuss shit that I really think is naturally created and not a manufactured script or a manufactured storyline. And if y'all been following me long enough, y'all know that to be true. Just like it's been how long since I done B sector? Since January of this year? Since like March of last year was the last time I did anything on the B sector. Why? Because I didn't find a damn thing that I wanted to discuss from the B sector. I did trending news. We followed the damn shit with Diddy closely for like 5 or 6 months. We was live every motherfucking day. We was live every motherfucking day reviewing those transcripts with the Diddy trial. And then I had, Big Riggs and I got from the Block to the Hood Table show on Sundays. And then I had my, sporadic shows throughout, with other trending or celebrity news. So yeah, I wasn't focusing on, I was watching, here and there. Y'all saw me drop down in a few chats here and there, watching my faves and shit like that. But as far as like really doing B sector content, I didn't start doing any content since last like March until like this month. So, that's just how it be for me. If I don't find it interesting enough to talk about it, then I won't talk about it. And I'll just fucking talk about something else and leave the rest up to other people. That's how it is, and that's how it's always been. But anyway, back to what Rick was saying. So he said it's not really B sector anymore because everybody fake beefing and, everybody is friends. Then they have fake beefs. Then they make up. Then they beef again. Then they become friends. And then they make up. And then they beef up. And then they beef. And then they, like that. And, it's just crazy. The real B sector people, We got people who fell out 6 years ago who don't have nothing to do with the person they fell out with. I mean, they don't have it to give. And yeah, it's easy to probably make up, break up, make up, break up to keep the content going. But some people is like you can only go so far with them. And when you go so far, it ain't no coming back. And that's real B sector. It ain't no coming back at all. But anyway, so then after yesterday, after Lemon went live, the gov titled his live Lululemon Ducks the Smoke. And I'm thinking that he was about to come live talking about, because he was over there begging and pleading, to KRN. So I'm thinking that's what the gov is talking about when he said he's over there ducking the smoke. But come to find out on the gov's live, he was basically saying that Lemon has never been able to deliver some good commentary. And he did say that's the same thing he was doing on SK's, when he used to be on SK's panel. Now, I did hear somebody else say the other day that the reason why they think Lemon be acting like he be acting was because he couldn't act like that on SK. Every time Lemon would reach out and grab somebody or try to cut up a little bit, SK was always called Lemon. I don't want to get demonetized. Lemon. I don't want nobody to start my channel. Lemon. Don't say that. And Lemon would have to hold it in when he would want to let it rip. So it's like, I think he's been stifled for so many years. He's like, I got my own channel now. I'm doing say what the fuck I want to. But even though every now and then SK would come and he'd be like, Lemon, let me pull your coattail. Let me pull your ear. Let me talk to you. Let me give you some advice. But Lemon's the type of person you cannot give advice. You cannot. He's going to do whatever he wants to do, which is usually the same shit that he does over and over again, regardless of how many times y'all get on his panel and plead with him to change his behavior. He is going to keep doing the same shit that he be doing. And a lot of people know that a lot of his commentary do be from other people because he's a panel channel, and a lot of his channel, rise off of the people on the panel and the shit that they do and how they behave as well. But anyway, Rick said somebody had hit him up to say Lemon was on his panel, and he was. I saw it the other day talking shit about Rick. And I think this is when he was trying to get the show popping as well. Just like when he was going in and talking shit about Roman. And so Rick, who said he don't be watching Lemon, he said he went over there to see what the nigga was saying. Now, when I was watching the shit on replay, I was speeding through the shit when I went back to watch Lemon to do my commentary and get notes. And I didn't hear everything, but I did hear him telling Rick that they could meet up. So Rick was like, oh, so we can meet up? Oh, so you can beat my ass? Oh, so you can beat anybody else? I mean, I went back and I said, hold up, let me read the script. Let me read the transcripts, okay? So I'm going to read y'all the transcripts. So it started off like this. Lemon was like, I can be in anybody's ass in this sector, and I don't give a fuck who you are. You can talk about it. If you can talk about it, you can back it up. My mouth matched my hands. And he was like, dragging people, people can talk a good game if they drag, but what type of energy is on? And then he said, out the motherfucking blue, Rick Reed, what's up? Because I can beat your ass. I can beat you up. Do you want that smoke? I've been looking for it. Here I am. This is Lemon saying this shit to Rick, who was nowhere around. And he was like, you can't fuck with me. You can't whoop my ass. Shit, maybe some of them other motherfuckers you pulled up on or allegedly pulled up on, but Rick Reed, you can't fuck with me. I will beat you up. Shoot, I will pack you up, brother. Oh, my brother. So let's get busy. Let's set this up. And he was like, what happened? You look bizarre. He said, shut the fuck up, bitch. Like I told somebody else on my platform. Fuck you. And my word ain't valuable. Let's get busy. Let's get crazy in the street. Let's liven this up. We don't got to go live for live. I'm not got to go live for live with you. I will beat your ass in person. You hear me? Let me see if I do it like Lemon. You heard me? You heard me? He said in person. Let's skip that. Let's get active. Do you want that? Because that's the type of energy I want. Like Ricky Red Dead ass. You want to come off like a bully and like nobody better not fuck with you, Rick Reed? I will beat you up in real life. You want to fight? Let's fight. Tell me what time and I'll be there and I will beat your ass up on camera, bro. He said all that tough talk. Let's get fucking active and let me show you how the fuck I really give it up. And I'm going to beat you up. And I'm going to come back home with the crown on my head and you're going to be looking like a sore loser. I'm on that type of time with you. We don't got to go live for live. Let's fight. Ricky, you ready? Because I'm ready. Let's get at this. Tell me. Go live, nigga. Go live, nigga. Or I can beat you up on camera. And you're going to regret that moment. We're not going live for live. I'm going to beat you up in person. Rick, are you ready? Let's get active. Let me show you how these hands work. Because I got them. And I'm not one of these motherfuckers you bully and push you around. I'm very active and I can beat your ass. The fuck wrong with you? Dick sucking ass nigga. What's up? I want all the smoke. You heard me? You can't fuck with me. Not limit. Because I want to fight. At this point, we're not doing this live for live. Let me show you what I can do. I'm at that point with you, Rick Reed. Like we're not talking. Where I can show you. I'm going to silence you. I'm going to beat your ass and you're going to read the internet type shit. You hear me? You don't worry about them red lights that you used pause on and you were supposed to pull up on Jay Wilson and 5 Baby and them. I'm going to whoop your ass. Dead ass. You ready? As long as you ready, I'm ready. When you say yes, when you press the green light, I will whoop your ass in your city. If I got to come to your city to whoop your ass, I will leave with a smile on my face, untouched. Because you can't fuck with my hands. And your fucking mouth better match your hands. I don't talk this fuck ass game. And I can fight. I will never Lady Snoop myself. So when I meet you in person, Rick Reed, your hands better match your mouth. And all that fuck shit you be talking on the internet, it better match when I meet you because I will beat the fuck out of you. What's up? Let's get busy. I'm calling you all. What's up? Did y'all hear all that shit? That's what Lemon said to Rick the other day. And I was like, oh, God. Woo, what's up, Max Boogie Oogie? Man, when Rick heard that shit, when somebody hit his ass up, woo. After hearing all that shit, Rick said, fuck that shit, because he got Lemon's phone number. So he hitting up Rick. He hitting up Lemon. He hitting him up. He ain't answering. Rick was like, I don't want to respond in the video, but if I did, I want to hit his ass up first on the phone. So Rick started hitting his ass up before he went to work, before he came live, but Lemon wasn't answering the phone. Rick was blowing that nigga phone up, and every call went unanswered. So Rick was like, you want to make content, nigga? Let's make some content. So basically, Rick came live. After he tried to reach him, to first talk to him like a man, he was like, where the fuck they meeting up? And then he was doing all that talking, talking about where they gonna meet up, only to ignore Rick when he was blowing his phone up. And come to find out, Rick was over at Pizza's and was saying shit like Lemon got hit by a car and that's why his eye looks the way it does, right? So Lemon got upset and he was like, I'm gonna get my lick back. So that's what he did. So now he just trying to say he was trying to get his lick back. And he was like, what? I can't respond to what Rick was saying about my eye and shit like that and getting hit by a car. And the thing is, of course you can get your lick back. But Rick was over there, he's like a drag for drag, but you talking about pulling up on me. You trying to say let's fight and meet up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And now Lemon want Rick to come on King Payne's. Child, Rick was like, nigga, you don't want this smoke. I know Rick was listening when he was listening to that shit. He probably was a little tickled. Cause he like, this motherfucking drunk ass motherfucker over here. He was like, you putting all that, putting my name and all in your mouth and over there talking all that shit to me. and all that kind of shit. Rick said he also believes that Lemon is jealous of KRN and just looking for attention. And the other night, Lemon did say that he loves to be the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Rick was like he over there promoting the show for free, trying to be a star because he ain't got shit going on but YouTube, while Rick, KRN, and other people have businesses and shit. Biz naive. So they all about the business and all about the paper. So first and foremost, Rick said the business has got to make sense. And the business and the shit they talking about on that show definitely ain't making no sense. Definitely ain't making no sense. Rick said all this nigga worry about is where the fuck he can sign and where can he start fighting. Promoting some other nigga's show for free. For free. Who be out here sponsoring shit and they ain't getting paid? Shit, I definitely ain't sponsoring nobody's motherfucking show. That's your show. You sponsor it. You go around and advertise. You go select people. Sure, it's like Lemon is being the motherfucking talent agent for free. But yeah, so anyway, Rick Reed said Lemon is slow. And he's trying to use other people's clout to get on that show. But the last thing I want to say, y'all, y'all got to go back and watch. Go back and watch everybody, okay? Because, you know, I be trying to give y'all some tidbits, but I don't be giving y'all all the tidbits, okay? I just be trying to give you the good parts, you know. When we gonna get to the good part? Get down to the good part. Now, I know Mr. William, remember that song? When we gonna get to the good part? When we gonna do it? That was one of my Pete's favorite songs back in the Gap, okay? But you said supporting, interesting. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all like and share the video. Okay, I'm going on a little bit long. I'm gonna just tell y'all the last little thing that I saw before I get back into the shit later and watch some more. So anyway, King Roman, he had went live with the call in. People kept telling him that Lemon is in love with him. He's like, nah. Lemon is the kind of homie type of bro thing. Ain't nothing happening. And basically people was calling in saying, well, what else did somebody say? They said Ghetto, who be trying to be all professional. They said, you know, they like the fact that he's a professional man, but he needs to just come out of the closet because he got some gay repressed feelings towards Lemon. Did y'all hear that? They say he be getting passionately upset over certain things with Lemon. And now that his kids have graduated from college, they said Ghetto might as well start living the best life and go be free with Lemon. You know what? And then T, my girl T, she hit the panel. And she said, I remember a while back when I told you that Lemon was in love with you. And she said the crash out that Lemon had was not about King Pain. It was about Lemon's heart being broken because he wants Roman. And that's why he said KRN wants to fuck Shamar. Because I guess he thought Shamar, now this is not my words. This is what people are saying, that they think that he was jealous of Shamar and King Roman getting along and all that kind of shit. And he's in love with Lemon. I don't know why people keep saying Lemon is in love with KRN. Child, they said the crash out was really about KRN and Shamar and not really about the show. Child, you know what? On that note, y'all, on that note. Oh, last thing I want to say. I forgot. Bree. Now I got to go back and finish Bree. But Bree is over there standing strong on the fact that she believes that those receipts that KRN displayed on his panel the other day was fake. And she said Goosey done popped him. And I'm like, Goosey done popped him? How the fuck Goosey pop what? I was in confusion, y'all. Y'all need to help me out, explain to me. Because Bree said that Goosey proved that the receipts that KRN showed was fake. That's what Bree said that Goosey was showing. I was in confusion. I didn't understand. So I was like, let me go watch that later when I got some time. So I'm going to go back and watch Bree. But Bree had already taken Shakim's mom stick and she blocked him everywhere. But since she was at a crossroads, her words, not mine, she said she's going to give Shakim back his mom stick because since KRN had the receipts and just Kimmy and Ness had the receipt and others, she thought something was a little fishy. And then when she woke up the next day, she felt like she really understands what KRN was trying to do, and that's to get at Shakim. And she claims that she's not about to do KRN's dirty work. And also that she feels that KRN only gave Lemon a little light just to satisfy the subbies. Now, again, y'all let me know. Some people said he giving him a little light because he go dog walk him slow. And some people's like, oh yeah, he gave it to him. He gave it to him. That's how I felt, that he really gave it to him. But Bree said that since he wants Shakim Pop, he's going to, present some fake receipts. So yeah, a lot of people hit Bree's panel, and they were even ZX and audio, and they was like, dude, you can't fake those Twitter, you can't fake that shit, you can't fake your hyperlink to your channel, you can't fake. And Bree was like, yes, you can, and y'all can't tell me different, and I'm gonna believe what I can believe. And she's standing fast on what she believes, that Shakim really didn't, try to do nothing to her channel. So again, if y'all haven't watched that shit, y'all go over there, because I'm going to have to go back to get an understanding, because I was in confusion. Man, something must have just went over my head, because according to what is being said, Goosey said the receipts was fake, and somebody else said, no, he deleted it, and that's why it's not showing up either. But Bree said, then Goosey popped that too. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's like a soap opera without a script, hon. You absolutely right, Mr. William. What up, Miss LA? You said how she know? I don't know, but she was standing fast on that shit. She was like, I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree that's sitting by the waters. I shall not be moved. And on that note, like and share the video, please, and thank you very much. Hit the Cash App, $ the Hood Table if you want to donate to the platform. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.